Do you ever? And I know you've said you're going to play here and you're going to end your career here and all that stuff. But do you ever get to a point where you're frustrated, where you say to your wife, you know what, maybe I would be better off if they just moved me?
1,000%. I mean, I'll be lying if I said I didn't. I play this game to win, and I would love to win here for sure. But I want to win first and foremost. So that's always going to be at the front and center of my mind, and everything I'm going to be doing in my career is going to make sure I have an opportunity to win.
And that right there is Jonathan Allen saying he thinks about getting traded from Washington. Yo, what's up guys? It's King Sean here, back with another video. And in today's video, I will be discussing comments Jonathan Allen left on the Junkies radio earlier today, I'm pretty sure this morning. He basically said that he thinks about leaving Washington. He thinks about getting traded from Washington. And I literally played the direct quote in the beginning of the video, but I'll say it again. Reading it, he said on the Junkies radio that I do not want to win. I'm not in the business of going through another rebuild, and says he's focused on last 4 games, but will evaluate things in the off season. And then you guys saw the first clip in the beginning of the video. So my thoughts on this is, if John Allen, if he wants out, give him what he wants. Trade him. Move on from him. This season, he hasn't been good. All right, straight up, he has not been good. And it's very unfortunate because throughout his entire career in Washington, he's been amazing. All right, he's been spectacular. He's been a top 10, he's been a top 10 defensive tackle in his career. 2018, he was really good, as well as 2019. 2020, he didn't really show up on the box score a lot, but he was pretty solid then. And then 2021, 2022 were probably his best 2 seasons of his career. He had 7.5 sacks last year, I think, like 20-something TFLs or like 18 TFLs and a top PFF grade. He was absolutely balling last year. This year, however, I'm about to pull up his stats, but if you just watched film, if you just watch Commanders games in general, you'll see that Jonathan Allen, I mean, he just hasn't been, that explosive, that dominating guy on our defensive line. He just hasn't been good. He hasn't been getting any pressure. He hasn't been winning on his reps. So he just hasn't been good. Like I pulled up PFF's grades right now. He has a 63.8 grade, 30 solo tackles, 8 assists, and 5.5 sacks. But if you just watch the film, it's just been way worse than that. And I know not only Jonathan Allen has been bad, but as well as Deron Payne. Now, one excuse you could use as to why Jonathan Allen has been bad is because of the plantar he suffered before the season started. That could be lingering. That is a lingering injury, but it's just, I feel like that's just not too good of an excuse as to why he's playing bad. He's having a down year. I mean, you could say Jack Del Rio, his defensive alignments suck. Well, Jack Del Rio's gone now, but before he was fired, his defensive alignments were terrible. His play calls were terrible. Everything was terrible about Jack Del Rio. His defense this year and past years as well. I mean, when the defense started the season off slow, like weeks 1 through 5 or 6, and then picked it up towards mid-season, and then towards the end of the season as well. But this year, it's just different. I mean, his defense was terrible. We fired him on Sunday. Well, yesterday, Ron Rivera's defense didn't look any better. Okay, and Jonathan Allen, he has not been good at all. I'm pretty sure there was this one stat where I'm pretty sure it was like pass rush win rates and stuff. Jonathan Allen was like middle of the pack, which is not amazing. And then Deron Payne was like almost dead last. I think he was like second to last, which is absolutely terrible. Deron Payne has been playing worse than Jonathan Allen this year. But Jonathan Allen, I mean, before the season, he's been begging fans to come to games. And you're begging fans to come to games. They've been coming. Literally every home game this season has been sellouts. Now, I know, Dolphins game, it was literally 95% Dolphins fans. Eagles game, like 60% Eagles fans. Bills game, like 75% Bills fans. But let's take a look at the Cardinals game. We won that game, sellout. And then the Bears game, we got dominated. We got blown out by the Bears on Thursday Night Football on national television. at home, which is absolutely terrible. Giants game was a sellout. We lost to the Giants 31-19. You want fans to come to the game, yet you guys are not performing it, especially Jonathan Allen. All this talk. Hey, he's a motivational speaker. He could get a job as a pastor. Hey, bro. He be really giving them speeches. He do. Like, if you be watching the videos of his pregame speeches, the Commanders be posting on their Twitter, well, their social medias, their socials, he be giving some really good speeches, and all that for nothing, because he was invisible yesterday. He went missing yesterday. Literally, I didn't hear his name once yesterday. I heard Deron Payne's name here and there, but like Deron Payne didn't have a good game yesterday. Let's be honest, he didn't. But Jonathan Allen, he went missing yesterday, and now he's speaking up today about how, he's thought about leaving Washington. He's thought about getting traded from Washington. Now, I don't blame him. He's been here for 7 years now. He's 28 years old. All he's experienced is losing seasons. The last time Commanders had a winning season was 2016, and we still didn't make the playoffs in 2016. The last time we had a 10-win season was RG3's rookie season in 2012, which is absolutely terrible. So all Jonathan Allen has experienced during his tenure in Washington so far is losses. All right, we've just been losing. So I really don't blame him for thinking about that, having that thought in his head. I know he doesn't want to leave. Like, Jonathan Allen, he was born in Virginia. He was born in the DMV area, so of course he would want to stay. He wants to win with this team, but he understands the business side of things. His main priority is winning, and if we're not winning, well, he's always going to have that thought in his head about leaving Washington or getting traded from Washington. So if we do trade him this offseason, because we can't trade him now, the trade deadline has been passed. Jonathan Allen, his value is pretty high, you could say. I mean, you could still argue maybe he hasn't been a top 10 defensive tackle this year, but over the past 2 or 3 years, he definitely has been, in my opinion. So we could possibly get a first. I think we can definitely get a first for Jonathan Allen. At least a second, at the very least, like very, very least, a 3rd round pick. But I gotta accept a 1st round pick for me. Like, I'm not taking anything low for Jonathan Allen. I'm not gonna lie. A 1st round pick, or you might as well keep him, but that's not up to me. That's not up to the fans. That is up to whoever the GM Josh Harris brings in, or Josh Harris himself. So those are my thoughts. Those are my quick thoughts on what Jonathan Allen said this morning on the Junkies radio. Like I said, if he wants out, give him what he wants, and go ahead and trade him. And we get some really good draft compensation. Even Terry McLaurin, like I said yesterday, if we trade Terry McLaurin this offseason, because it looks like we're going full reset mode. When we traded Montez Sweat, sure, we traded him for a second. That's good compensation. But when we traded Chase Young for the 3rd to the 49ers, it was like, okay, we going full reset mode. Fire Jack Del Rio. It just seems like Josh Harris, he's gonna pull the plug. All right, January 8th, 2024. That's gonna be the date. Hey, Washington fans, make sure to wake up early. Because literally, Ron Rivera, he will be fired. Martin Mayhew, he will be fired. Eric Bieniemy, he will be fired. No staff member, front office member, a part of the Washington Commanders organization will be here come January 8th. They will not be here after January 7th and on January 8th, or maybe even the night of January 7th. They will each be handed the pink slip, and they will not be here. And players, as for the players, everybody could go. No one's safe. Literally, no one is safe from Josh Harris and the GM Josh Harris brings in. So, those are my quick thoughts. Didn't want to make this video too long. Let me know what y'all think of Jonathan Allen saying this on the radio. Like I said again, if he wants to be traded, let's trade him this offseason. Let's move on from this offseason. So, that's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the road to 3K subs. If you could, hit that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.